Hello guys, I hope you are doing well. Today's video will be about timber. Why timber is the best sustainable construction material and what are their properties. Actually, timber has been a popular building material since time immemorial, but with recent shock and concern over global deforestation, 13 million hectares lost per year, and many people are asking whether they should be using it. Well, the quick answer is yes, as long as it's a form of a sustainable source, natural, renewable, creates warm feeling, and it has high strength relative to its weight, and it's a degree of natural durability, and also it's aesthetically beautiful with different colors, tones, and grains. So now let us discover why sustainable timber is the best construction material. Well, first of all, it's carbon capture and storage. Actually, many people assume that cutting trees down for using construction will be bad for the environment and climate because fewer trees will be around to absorb carbon from the air. This is absolutely right if we are talking about conventional logging. However, with sustainable forestry, at least as many new trees are grown than are harvested. As long as a timber product does not burn or rot, its carbon stays locked up. So when trees are harvested, their carbon is stored in timber and they are replaced by new young trees. So the net effect is removing carbon from the atmosphere, which is very good for the environment. This means that sustainably managed forests where sustainable timber is harvested and replaced can potentially be an even more effective carbon store than an undistributed forest. Second reason is low embedded energy. Well, sustainable timber has the lowest embedded energy used in its processing, production, and transport from tree to customer use of any mainstream building material, and far less than for steel, concrete, or aluminium. This is mainly because timber requires only minimal processing compared to other materials. So, as the embedded carbon in the average building accounts for 30 to 50% of its whole carbon footprint, this has the potential to make a huge impact. So, we can say that its processing also emits less sulfur dioxide, carbon monoxide, hydrocarbons, particulate matter, and VOCs than competing materials. Sustainable timber is truly renewable. So, looking to the longer term, one of the biggest advantages of sustainable timber is that it's obviously a naturally renewable material. So, a tree can be grown to a suitable harvest size in 25 to 80 years, while the raw materials for bricks, steel, and plastics are only renewed over geological time. Also, sustainable timber is a highly durable material. Some well-made wooden structures last for centuries, such as the timber frames of many Tudor buildings. It's also easy and cheap to maintain compared to other materials, especially if you don't mind it changing its color over time. It's also a very strong material with good structural properties, being suitable for up to 8-story buildings. Surprisingly, despite its use as fuel, timber has good fire resistance. This is because it burns in a much more predictable way than steel, which dramatically collapses after a flash point is reached. In addition, timber has beautiful aesthetic. So, wood is a universally popular material that is widely agreed to offer a warm and comforting aesthetic. As a natural material, it also has the benefit of helping a structure to blend in with its landscape, especially in rural areas. This gentle visual impact can sometimes help projects get planning approval in sensitive sites. Timber is also highly versatile, so as well as being naturally beautiful, wood is also extremely versatile. Different species of tree produce timber of different colors, textures, and functional qualities. Wood also competes with plastic in its enormously wide range of applications, such as structural frames, exterior cladding and joinery, and decorative finishes. Also, timber framed buildings are far quicker to erect than brick or stone buildings. A quicker build time clearly saves time and money for both domestic and commercial property owners. Building with sustainable timber is also a less specialized and expensive skill. Carpenters are typically more affordable than other skilled trades such as bricklayers. Sustainable timber has also good insulation. A sustainable timber frame allows more space for insulation than a brick building, and wood itself also has naturally thermally insulating properties. Of course, a better insulated home requires less energy to heat and cool, which typically means less fossil fuel use. This acts as an indirect reduction of carbon emissions in addition to the carbon capture and storage of the timber itself and the emissions saved from replacing other more energy intensive materials. In addition, timber can use scrap and salvaged wood. While only 35 to 45% of a log is suitable for large pieces of sawn timber, the versatility of the material means the other wood can be used for a wide range of lower value products such as small wooden products, wood fuel, or even sawdust for animals. For example, timber can also be salvaged from demolished buildings and reused, keeping it stored carbon locked up for even longer. To be fair, this rarely happens in practice, although the potential is there. One of the most reasons that timber is sustainable is that it is non-toxic. Although wood can be treated with toxic preservatives, which can off gas and prevent the wood from being safely burnt or composted, this is not strictly necessary, and in its natural state, wood is completely non-toxic. With careful specification of durable timber, wood can often be used and treated. Also, advances in green chemistry mean more non-toxic glues and preservatives are being developed all the time. Even conventional chemicals have been improved in recent years, so off-gassing is now minimal. As an organic material, wood is a natural humidity regulator which absorbs or releases moisture according to how humid or dry the environment is. This can have a subtle beneficial effect on internal air quality and health. Forests are incredible and priceless habitats for wildlife, including many endangered species. Demand for sustainable timber means more demand for well managed sustainable forests, meaning more forest habitat for the vast number of species that call them home. Although necessary for many species, dense forest is actually not the most biodiverse type. Researchers argue that sustainably managed forests could potentially be better for wildlife than leaving tiny pockets of fragmented forest undistributed. By ensuring a balance of landscape types and linking them with wildlife corridors, while using the thinning process to produce timber products. Most forests are not currently managed in this way, but the potential is there. Forests are also beautiful spaces for nature-based recreation for people too. If accessible to the public, managed forests could also provide this leisure and well-being benefit. Last but not least, forests also provide several other ecological services besides helping to combat climate change and being wildlife havens. They reduce the risk of flooding, drought, and soil erosion. They help stabilize and regulate weather and microclimates, and they purify the air by producing oxygen and absorbing carbon dioxide along with other air pollution. These benefits mean increasing forest cover is great for helping us adapt to the climate change already ensured, as well as mitigating its root cause. So there you go. We hope you will now agree that timber is naturally fantastic with numerous environmental, functional, and aesthetic benefits, which is why we use it in almost all construction projects.